making you money. It's with the intention of trading you something worthless with a promise it's going to be worth more. And see, it's like that. It's like there is no sense. There is no sanity. And when I tell people, I've literally told people, V, what you just said. You know what they say to me? Well, where else do I put it? Well, obviously put it in metals, you put it in something, even in cash. Well, my bank won't give me cash. Then write a cashier's or get a cashier's check and go put your money in another bank who will. And before you go to that bank, interview them and ask them what their policies are. Can I be blunt? We're dead. We are, no, I can't say that. That's too blunt. We are dead on our behinds. We are just dead, donkey stupid and lazy. And I find it in all of the years I've been in the precious metals business, and that's 30-some years, okay, dealing with financial issues for different people. The number one reason that keeps them from moving is they would rather lose their money than take responsibility for it. It doesn't matter if it's a dentist, a doctor, $400,000, $800,000, $1.2 million, $1.3 million. They have almost a defeatist joy in having lost that money instead of basically being able to have it in their hand. Here's the basic thing. Gerald Celente found this out. If you can't touch it, you don't own it. It doesn't matter what the guarantees are. It does not matter. And Doug, again, I go back to my original question. Most people have become, I sit in line and I watch 90% of the people, 9 out of 10, buy groceries with credit cards. Maybe it's for the points, I don't know. People buy coffee. You know, I'm not a coffee drinker, but I drink iced tea, and nothing against coffee drinkers. I'm just saying that everybody's paying $2.50 or whatever the coffee price is with a credit card. And I've never seen that before. And then if people understood the debit cards and how they don't just take the amount of money on the chart, or excuse me, on the debit out, they take multiples of that, then I don't understand people that simply won't take charge of that which God has given to them. You go to the parable of the 10 talents. You know what? There are more people being guilty of hiding the talents that the Lord has given them than those who are taking charge. I agree with V. People say, well, I bought silver. It was $30. Now it's $22. Why did you tell me to buy silver? I said, I didn't tell you. You came to me and told me God told you to buy it. I said, do you think maybe God knows a little bit longer than your attention span what's going to come down? And see, this is the point. In a barter economy, which we go to, when the stores aren't open, how are you going to get what you're going to need? If you need medicine, look, if a pharmacist knows that at day one his store is done in the normal realm of business, he's going to take his stuff and he's going to go, and I'm not talking about stealing, I'm saying he owns his inventory. Anybody who owns their inventory is going to take it and go someplace safe, because that's the thing that they have to trade at some point for a commodity, whether it's a cow, a chicken, a turkey, an egg, whatever it is, they have something to barter. We have so been absolutely plundered in our thought processes that most people simply don't have what I would call common wisdom or street smarts, because if they can't write a check, or more importantly, if they can't run through a credit card machine, they don't know how to transact business. And by the way, I talked to my gold trader tonight, and he sent me an email. I think I sent him a text at 2 o'clock in the morning the other night. He says, don't you ever sleep? I said, no. I said, I'm waking you up on purpose. Well, I didn't really wake him up on purpose, but I told him, I said, be ready Sunday night, because if things go really bad over the weekend, I have some people that I want you to get in the market. He said, I'll do that. So I know this. I don't know many people, and I'm not saying this to boast, but I'm saying I don't know many people that keep the hours I keep. I don't quit at 9 to 5, okay? I just don't. If somebody sends me an email and says, hey, I'm up, and I'm up. Now, if I'm sleeping, I grab an hour or two here, I can't. But if you want to talk to me over this weekend, send me an email, steve777@stevequayle.com. But don't waste my time. I won't waste yours. Don't ask me the same question that Doug, teasingly asked me, what should I do with my 401 IRA, Keogh, whatever. If you're asking me that question, you're calling the wrong guy. Because, again, you may have only heard me for the first time, but if you can't touch it, you don't own it. You do not have it in your hand if you have a paper claim to anything. Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, Steve, I want to ask you something here. I have gotten a couple of emails about this. Now, we know the Fed's out of gold. We know that there's no gold in the United States. How are Steve Quayle's vaults for gold and silver sales? Are you pretty well stocked, or what's
Well,
the
sure,
deal?
and now I'll make this. I don't keep, and this is a good point because just so anybody would know, I ship out of Dallas and I ship out of L.A. I don't keep that gold or silver, okay? But let me share this with people so they understand. I'm not selling my gold and silver. I'm selling gold and silver that I go out on the market and buy. Once I buy it, I move it into a vault space so I can ship it from that vault space to whoever. It's obviously easier for me to ship from Dallas to the East Coast or L.A. to the West Coast than it is to ship from Montana. Now, sometimes if people buy, onesie-twosies things, the better question should be, how can I get it when other people can't? And this is the key, Doug. I do not play in the market with people's money. If I have to pay $100 over an ounce of gold, you're going to pay $140 over an ounce of gold. If I have to pay $2 over for silver, you're going to have to pay $3. If I have to pay 10, you're going to pay 12. So what I'm saying is this. There is a market for gold and silver, but if, and this is what I tried to get the point across, if somebody came in, and there are people listening to this show that can write a check for $30 million, if somebody came in and said, I want $30 million worth of gold, silver, and platinum, I could get it for them, but I will tell you one thing, they would be surprised at how little that would leave for their next friend who wants that much, because at any given time, there's an equilibrium of available and deliverable physical metals. And, it's a law of supply and demand. When the Chinese come in, and think about this, everybody, if China and Russia already have amazing hoards of gold, what is it worth? What is it worth when it doubles? And that means that China's gold holdings will have quadrupled. And what do they say when they say, we want gold for our debt in the United States, and the United States says, we don't have any gold? What happens when every nation in the world that has trusted us to store their gold wants their gold and we don't have it? I'll tell you what happens. That's when everybody turns on America, and basically you talk about piranhas eating a piece of raw meat, it's going to be worse than that, because the United States, and I said this years ago, will become a hissing. We already are. The contempt for the United States, especially under this administration, has risen to a new crescendo. The contempt and the total lack of respect, where we once were respected, where our money was worth something, even more than it is now, but now we are hated worldwide, and the contempt is rising, and ultimately when contempt is fully expressed, that's when wars happen, and it becomes the world's duty to put the mad dog down.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Let me ask this. Where do you think, and we've talked about Sochi, we talked about China and Japan, with a lot of places here. What would, well, you wake up Monday morning, what wouldn't surprise you? What headlines wouldn't surprise you waking up Monday morning? Just give me a couple, your thoughts.
Headlines that would not surprise me. Dow dropped another 500 points would have surprised me. Japan had a skirmish over the Senkaku Islands with the Chinese, and it was being now a lot of rhetoric and saber rattling back and forth. Would not surprise me. Just hardly, there's so many things, Doug, that are occurring that just would not surprise me anymore, because things have gotten so volatile. A lot of the metrics, a lot of the indexes are all fabricated to high heaven, that I don't even pay too much attention to something that's been so fabricated. But, it's a mess. It is a complete
anything's open.
mess.
Yeah, everything's on the table.
Anything and everything.
All right.
It's completely... literally, there's nothing that would surprise me anymore. If tomorrow I wake up or Monday morning I wake up and it's World War III, it would not surprise me. It would not surprise me at all.
Yeah, Steve, you feel the same way, I take it. Everything's on the table, open, ready to go. Right?
Just like, federal government, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Right.
Doug. Yeah, there's nothing that will surprise me because, again, and I don't, I make a statement like this because I can see it and others can't. Doesn't mean I'm blind, okay? It means I have to present enough evidence that they begin to see what they've willingly chose to ignore. Here's a story that's out right now. It begins federal government forcing employees' 401k funds into treasuries. The plan is to take everyone's 401k, IRA, Keogh, defined benefit plan, even private pensions, put it all into treasuries, and then issue some kind of a IOU with some kind of minimal interest rate. I've heard 4%, and those funds are not transferable to your heirs. They're taken out of your possession and turned into the corporate coffer. V, isn't that what you're being told also?
Absolutely, and if people remember back, oh my God, how many months ago, when I said that in July they're going to start raiding pension funds over here in the U.S., Jack Lew, who was a Wall Street loser, the guy who was just a strikeout artist and everything he did over here in New York, he's the current Treasury Secretary. And I said back, I don't know, it was April, March last year, that they're going to start doing pension grabs, and sure enough, they're going to start in July, and they did. And now we're hearing news they're going to move everything over to the Treasury. That's part of the thing. That's collateral, folks. And as I said before, you are collateral. You don't own anything in this country. You can't even own a chicken coop here. I wouldn't. Things have gotten so bad. I'll be surprised, to be honest with you, if I'm still here in 2015. If I'm still operating within this country in 2015, that would be a miracle. That's how bad things are getting. In terms of solutions, listen, folks, you got to get creative. Okay, the banksters are very creative in setting up a system that is not fair. The system is rigged. It's not fair. It's not designed to make you prosper, but to make you into a slave. But they expect you to play by their rules. And one of the best things I've learned in working down here in New York is that break all the rules, but don't break the law. And that, folks, is the key. If you can understand what I'm saying, in your heart of hearts, you have to get this. Some of us are so trusting of the system that we feel bad that, we're so trusting that the system is fair, that if we play by the rules, we'll win in the end. No. This system is designed. It's designed implicitly to rob, pillage, and destroy your wealth. You cannot play nice with this system. So the solution is you've got to get creative in order to overcome it. If you need help with that, you can contact me, GorillaEconomist@gmail.com. Now,
Many satisfied customers, by the way. Many satisfied clients. I can attest to that, V. Folks, V does a very good job in counseling you. Please take advantage of that if you have complicated, complex, or even advanced or, even basic portfolios. It's good to seek his counsel. Got a lot of great responses. I endorse it. There you go. Sorry, V. Go ahead.
Thank you, Doug. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yeah, if you need direction to steer yourself through this coming quagmire, reach out to me. We'll set up a time to talk, and I'll help you out. The other thing that I can do is this. Over the course of a few years, I've been able to get my life back since I was ousted and blackballed from banking. And one of the gentlemen that helped me was a secret weapon of the Wall Street Underground. This guy was just amazing, and he's helped me out personally, and he is a master. And I can't even begin to mention the names of the people that this guy has helped out. He's a legend. He goes by the name of Sean Martin. We call him Mr. Martin for short. The guy is a legend. He's the guy who basically goes in and fixes your credit. If you need that done, because the key is this, folks, debtors' prisons are coming. They're coming in fast. You don't want to have debt. And the dirty little secret with debt is this. Oftentimes, when you take a credit card out, and let's just say, you lost your job, you fall behind on your bills, believe you me that those companies have taken an insurance policy against you. That there's a chance for you to default. It's called a loan reserve. Okay? So in case you default, the insurance that's been taken out against you pays the company. So everybody gets paid. Why do you think that they're able to take your debt, sell it to a collection agency, pennies on the dollar, and the collection agency comes after you for the full amount? But yet all of a sudden, they'll say, okay, we'll settle for 50% less than what you owe. How do you think they're able to do that? Like I said, folks, it is a game. It is rigged. Some people come up and say, you know, why don't I just go through credit consolidation? Consolidation companies work with the collections agencies and the banksters to make sure they get paid. There's a way around that. This the man that we call Mr. Martin knows. He's a legend. I mean, I've had everybody from federal judges, U.S. Marshals, some of the top guys on Wall Street go through them. It's amazing what this guy could do. You know, if you could reach out to, again, you can reach out to me. I'll get you in touch with him, or you can email him directly at topcreditpros123@gmail.com. That, again, he's only doing it for a limited amount of people because he's helped me, because of my relationship with him. The third thing that I've been working on for the last over a year is international incorporation. There's an article I've written on roguemoney.net. Look, folks, here's the deal. In 2010, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that corporations have more rights than people. In this coming America, in this today's day and age we're living in, you cannot operate in this country without being incorporated. And the smartest way to do it is to be internationally incorporated, so your assets are protected. Your gold that you have is protected. If you have a house that you paid off years ago before the creation of MERS and all the subprime stuff, and you actually have, or you have the actual root title, the warranty deed, and the root title to the land with the mineral rights, I can show you a way where you can protect it. That project that I've been working on, I've been through over 16 different countries. I'm finally putting the finishing touches on it. It should be done hopefully by February, or at the most by March. It's been a long and arduous journey, but it should be available soon. That's something that I could offer for people in order for you to protect it. And also, we are praying, we have a great group of believers. We are praying for an opportunity that's coming our way where we will also be able to expatriate you out of the country. And that's might be an option that some of you might be thinking of. Again, you know, these are solutions, folks. And so, you know, and again, if the least thing you could do is give me a call, and I'll guide you correctly. And most of all, if you need metals, look, I use Steve. I recommend all my clients to Steve Quote because of the simple fact that he's able to get your order in the next day. This is solutions. I don't know how much more that me and Steve and Doug and Joe, what else can we do? What else? I mean, you think about it. What else can we do? You know, we've put it all on the line for all of you here that is listening to us now. Reach out to us. Time is short. I don't believe we have that much time left. 2014 is critical. Whatever you get done in 2014, you got to get it done, because in 2015, I don't think you'll be able to. There's no more supply of gold left. There's very, very little supply to go around. Okay? It's getting harder and harder. It's so critical. Don't sit on your hands. Reach out. Make a move. If you've been listening to this program and your conscience is pricked, and the Lord's been just really pricking your conscience to do something to preserve your wealth and for your family. Folks, sometimes you can't have every single family member on board. Sometimes you're going to have to be that person. You're going to have to be that Noah or that Joseph that goes ahead and begins to build and implement a plan of action that's going to save their hides. Because you can't sit on your hands, and while everybody else does, you got to have to take action. Now's the time. Steve Riddell.
Yeah, Steve, last word for you. We're up against the close of the program. You got 2 minutes, my friend.
Well, I think that, again, ladies and gentlemen, you're almost going to have to be in a 360-degree alert phase. As we're closing out tonight's show, Doug, and just for the record, it's the 24th of January 2014. China said Friday, just minutes ago, it has begun issuing warnings to foreign military planes entering its self-declared air defense zone over the East China Sea and heightened tensions with its neighbors, especially Japan. I expect a shoot-down or a takedown of some kind probably this week. My concern is this, and again, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that need to communicate, and this is what I've come to the conclusion, not everybody's got time to get a ham radio license, and ham radios will be difficult to be able to run, look at getting a satellite phone for those of you that are separated by great distance. For those of you that are traveling to South America, sat phones make a lot of sense. They've come down in price about half. Go to my website, stevequayle.com. And Doug, for anybody that wants to get metals, again, I'm concerned with getting them to the people because I'm concerned that at any minute when the threshold for stress increases in the current administration or at the point that the bankers feel it's time to pull the plug. When the plug is pulled, there goes your shot. You can be sitting with, 10,000 in the bank or 10 million in the bank. It isn't going to do you any good because at that point, you're going to be just another depositor who gets either a form letter or a recording. Move while you can move. Be responsible. Jesus said, the children of this world deal more wisely with one another than the children of light. And to make friends of yourself of unrighteous mammon, meaning the money and stuff, because he who's faithful in the little things will be faithful over much. Tune in, ladies and gentlemen, this Sunday night. I believe God's going to move powerfully, and I don't believe V could have laid it out any better or any more succinctly than that was laid out tonight. V, thank you. Doug, Joe, bless you guys.
God bless you, gentlemen. Thank you, gentlemen. That'll do it for tonight. V, the Guerrilla Economist, RogueMoney.net, Steve Quayle, an internationally renowned author, researcher, talk show host, good brother, both brothers in Christ. That's SteveQuayle.com. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We'll see you back here Sunday night, 8 o'clock.
God willing, and we'll be here. Until then, stay safe. Have a great weekend.
Good night, everyone.